Yeah, I can see myself cruising the strip on a Friday night in this bad boy.
Well, my friend Will bought himself an ambulance, and he chose this one very carefully for features that it has. Just another way to get out and enjoy road trips and camping. And he wants to show you what he's done on the inside and how special this one is. So Will, how did you come across this one anyway?
Well, Rick, I've been looking for an ambulance for about a couple years, and I was looking for a specific type that had a window on the passenger side and no rear compartment up high. Because if you had the up high compartment, then you can't put a bed that goes all the way to the back of the ambulance, a 78-inch bed. And I was watching several Craigslist, Facebook, Public Surplus, and I spotted one on Public Surplus in Montana, and it had everything I wanted: four-wheel drive, gas engine, the compartment layout, and that's where it started. I ended up paying $5,000 for it. It has a 454 Chevy motor in it, and I went and picked it up from a rural fire department and drove it home. And it was I found out everything that didn't work at that point, because it was still in service when I bought it.
Yeah, that's the amazing thing, is you bought it and it wasn't sitting, it was still in service.
You know, I found out that several things weren't working: like air conditioning, the heater, cruise control, the temperature gauge. And when I got home, I took it to a shop that I knew could figure it out. And it ended up being this year model in 1995 has, that's when they started putting in multi-fuses in the motor. And one of the fuses was out, which handled 5 different things. Also, it was the four-wheel drive controller. And once they put that in, it worked. Also, had an air conditioning leak, and you know, I needed the air conditioning in the cab, but not in the back. So an ambulance has front and back, which I, didn't need it, because I was going to totally do something different with the box. And I spent $1,600 on the repairs, because I also told them, I want you to make sure that everything is working properly. And I thought it was starting to seem like it was overheating a little bit. It ended up needing a fan clutch in it. So new belts are included in that, and made sure it was running fine. And when I got it back, everything was doing great.
Perfect.
So
let's take a look at it.
Okay, so it's a regular truck cab, and it does have a walkthrough.
Look how nice this interior is. Boy, the seats aren't worn out or nothing.
It only had 44,000 miles on it.
Yeah, that's really low.
They never used it for patient transportation to the hospital. It was only crash scene ambulance. A fire department had it.
You told me that it still had a working radio in it when you bought it.
Yeah, and I took the radio out. The only thing that I still have is the sirens, and I took off the strobe light and put a big bar light on it, LED. So when I bought it, it had 44,000 miles on it, and I put about 4,000 on it since then.
And it's all running good now?
And it runs good. The only issue I have are the front ball joints are bad, so I am going to do that this spring, replace it all. But other than that, the thing runs and drives like a Cadillac.
Well, show us some of these compartments. Let's go through those real quick, and then we'll get inside.
So this compartment where they had the oxygen in, I put a 40-pound propane bottle.
That's perfect for that.
And some other stuff, a roll-up table, an extra tent.
People are going to ask, is this compartment vented then?
It is vented. All the compartments are vented.
Perfect.
Right here, spare tire, spare parts,
God, nice.
oil, whatever you need.
Heavy duty. That
Yep.
is nice.
This is the nightmare of every ambulance. All the electrical. Everyone dreads messing with this, and I do too. That's why I haven't did it fully yet.
It just looks like fun to me.
Yeah.
Don't call me.
Here's some of the new parts I'll be putting in. New shocks, because they've never been replaced.
Oh, look at that nice light in there.
Yep.
Wow, that's got to be like 8 inches in diameter.
Yep.
Oh, perfect.
I'm changing all the linkage in the front end. So here's my ad. I got the Stokes carrier with it, and I thought, what can I use this for? Spare bed, possibly. I like to hunt, so it's a great game carrier. I've carried game this year, and you wouldn't believe the comments I have when I pull into the gas station with it set up like this. I added the hitch in here so I can tow my boat and go fishing for 3 days at a time.
Yeah, perfect.
It's got rear entry. And here's another compartment. So this is what I was talking about. There's no compartment that goes above the mid-body.
Oh, I see. So it
And-
doesn't take up interior space.
Exactly.
Because
So
the other compartments go higher up, so there's no room for the bed inside then.
exactly, you have to move it further up or a different configuration.
Well, let's take a look at that bed inside. Because that worked out really great.
So initially, I had the bed lengthwise, and what I found was it seemed to take up a lot of area. So my wife says, well, hey, why don't you try going the opposite direction? So I did, and the few things I took out were there was a bolster pad that went on the back here, and I removed that from the wall. That gave me almost 2 inches. So that was removed. I installed curtain rods. I used all the original cabinets, and I'm still adding more.
It's got a lot of cabinet space. Nice too, because you can see what's inside, because it's got these doors on it. How nice. See, that's the neat thing about an ambulance. Well, this one, because this one is really laid out well.
And
You didn't build anything in on this side, did you? That was all.
No.
And look at the spot for your stove oven.
Yeah, so what that is an extra jump seat for the paramedic or whatever they use that for. I think what I've heard it called is a CPR seat, where they can give CPR right over where the gurney goes in.
Yeah.
And so what I did is that so far I've taken all the padding out around there and down here. And what I'm going to do with this lower part is that's going to be my pots and pan area. The stove is a little bit high, but it's still enough area to cook in, and then I'll put heat shields around here, possibly even a vent in there.
And look at all the space for food storage over here, and boy, you could even you could put a sink in if you wanted to. I don't know if I'd want to, but
I thought about it, and then I decided to go with the collapsible.
And this was a rear-facing seat that came in it.
Yes.
And then you added this, you put in this table here.
I was at Quartzsite last year, and Quartzsite, it's incredible the free stuff you can get at the dumps there. I got this nice little roll table. This seat will spin around to the side. It's just so comfortable, I don't want to take it out.
Do you have a pass-through to the front cab?
I do. The pass-through is right there.
Wow, you don't even have to go outside.
Right. And
Okay,
right
now I'm turning around here to face this way, and is that AC?
So the AC had a leak in it. So I just had the mechanic disconnect it and discard it. And same with the heater vents that come through it. And my plan is to pull that out for extra storage, and then put a diesel heater in it, and I'll put a roof vent in, like a max fan. And I've found the max fans work real well, cooling it down.
You can always add an RV AC later if you want to.
Yes,
Because I'm sure
exactly.
you've got plenty of electrical in the ceiling here to tap into with that panel I just saw on the outside. I'll bet you there's some pretty robust wiring up there that went to the sirens and stuff.
It is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
That's the menace of these. And then they're insulated very well, and the structure is they're made to roll.
Ah, cool.
So it's very strong. You can see I have a microwave in there and a plug already, and more storage in this cabinet below where the AC unit is.
And it's wide enough that you've got a full-length bunk here.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's wider than my cargo trailer, so this has got to be 7 feet in here anyway.
I believe it's 78 or 76 inches in the width in the bed.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
So the height isn't, you know, I still hit my head a little bit. I thought of a neat way to use this bar differently. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that end piece and I'm going to cut the pipe right here. And I'm going to make a hand bar to grab over here and get this pipe out of the way so then I don't hit my head on accident in the nighttime.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think it looks great, Will. You going to keep us posted on the... Oh, wait a minute. So, wait a minute.
We're forgetting the new addition.
Yeah, what are you doing for a toilet in here?
Well, Ogo came out. I already have an Ogo composing toilet in my cargo trailer. And that one is an electric composing toilet.
Yeah, I've got one of those too, and I absolutely love it. Wouldn't leave home without it.
Yeah. Well, there was another company, a German company, that came out with a toilet with a urine separator, and you use it with a bag, a composing bag, or they make, what are they called? Johnny bags for them. And Ogo, this is similar to the German one. The German toilet starts at $350 and goes up to $550. Ogo's toilet is just under $200, and it is so well made. I'll just show you.
Yeah, let's see it.
It's a compact toilet, and it has a urine separator in it. And it has this little membrane.
Oh, that's a lot heavier than I thought. That is heavy.
Oh yeah, the thickness.
That's nice.
Look at the size of the tank in it.
Oh, yeah.
I believe it's 1.6 gallons.
Yep.
And they've been having trouble getting these to the public, but now I think they're doing good. They had 2 huge orders, and they were trying to fill those orders. And so what you basically do is you make sure this membrane slips right into the
urine bottle.
Yep.
Oh, you put a bag in this one though.
Yes, and I'll show you that, how easy it is. But I'll show you what comes with this for your money.
So this is what comes with the toilet?
Yep. So you get, I think there's roughly 4 to 6 composing bags, biodegradable bag.
Okay.
You get a cap to put on your urine tank. You get cocoa core with it, a spray bottle to rinse your urine area. I like to use 50% vinegar and water mix. You could use less than that even. Even a little bit of dish soap in there, and just spray to keep it nice and clean.
Great.
Okay, yeah, so I found these commode liners on Amazon for around $20, and what they are is a 5-gallon.
120 bags. That's not bad.
Yeah, and that is, if you want to just throw it away in any garbage can, you can do that. It's just like throwing away a diaper. I'll show you how you do this. It's really simple. Take the cover off. You can see how much smaller they are.
Yeah, it's shorter.
Yep, they have a drawstring close, and you just open this up a little bit, And they slide right in.
Hard to do with cold fingers, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's way below freezing today and it's snowing out.
So you just slip it underneath, like that. Make sure it's nice and square. And I make sure that's forward a little bit. And then there you have it. A big compartment. You can go to the bathroom many times in it.
Yeah, this is not cheap plastic. That's one thing that struck me about it is it's thick. Everything on it is thick. Even the lid is thick.
It's very,
very well made.
yep, very compact for, vans and campers.
Well, I did a couple of videos on making your own 5-gallon bucket toilet or 6 or 7-gallon bucket toilet. And not everybody wants to go through that process of making their own. And here's one you can just buy off the shelf, and it's way better. So yeah, nice.
It is very low to the ground.
Yeah, you might have to put a spacer underneath it to bring it up a little
Right,
bit.
and I had one from an old commode we had, and it was almost 6 inches. And that brings it, 6 inches brings it to the height of almost a handicap toilet.
Okay.
So,
No, that's pretty cool. Oh, and we need to mention though that when you use this, you have to have an extra bucket of
oh yeah,
peat moss or
Yep.
coconut coir or something, because every time you use it, you put a scoop of that on top, and that's what
Yes.
keeps it from smelling.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, thanks for showing us that, Will.
Well,
Great.
thank you for coming out. We'll keep you informed of the latest developments.
Yeah, I'm going to want to see your diesel heater install. In fact, we might just do a video on that. Okay.
Okay,
Hey, thanks a lot.
you bet, Rick.
So are you interested in getting an ambulance for yourself? They look pretty cool and they are robust. And you would get one probably for its compactness and the amenities that it already has. And its strength, kind of like buying a school bus, because they last pretty much forever. But there's some things you need to think about. Do you want 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive? Do you want dualies on the back or just single tires? Do you want a regular van or do you want a box van? Or they make ambulances the size of fire trucks, and they go pretty cheap sometimes, but you have to think about that. Diesel or gas? Will went with the 454 V8 gas engine because it's known to be just about bulletproof. Price of gas is lower than diesel, but diesel gets better mileage. But the thing is that even though diesel gets better mileage, over the last couple years, the price of diesel has been so high that it hasn't played out too well that way. But a diesel engine does last longer than a gas engine, or they're known to last longer. Things to think about. And then the thing that I didn't think about until Will mentioned it was what the interior layout is like. I thought you just bought an ambulance and made some adjustments inside and away you go. But then he mentioned how some ambulances have that tall cabinet that extends. If this is the back of the ambulance, it extends across the back, so you can't put a bunk across the back. So you have to look very careful at the layout of an ambulance that you are thinking about buying. And if it doesn't work out, then keep looking. There's a lot of them out there. So anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed looking at Will's ambulance, and we'll see you around.